Hello everybody. In Unit 14, we will have two main objectives. The first one is comparing and identifying objects. And for these, we are going to use comparatives that you studied in English 1 and superlatives, which have similar rules and similar structures to comparatives. In the second part of the unit, we are going to ask about measurements and quantities. For this, we are going to use combination of questions using how and adjectives. Let's begin. Take a couple of minutes to unscramble these words and match them to the pictures. Are you ready? The first word starts with the letter J. The second word starts with the letter F. Word number 3 starts with the letter D. And the last one with the letter T. Here are the words: jungle, forest, desert, and tundra. And here with the pictures, we have forest, desert, tundra, and jungle. Let's go with your book. Let's start with a vocabulary exercise. Match these words from the list to the letters in the picture. Listen to the pronunciation and practice. Beach, desert, forest, hill, island, lake, mountain, ocean, river, valley, volcano, and waterfall. If you can see, the pictures are in alphabetical order. Check and compare your books. In exercise 2, you have a conversation between Claire and Steve. Listen to the conversation and practice.
Unit 14. It's the coldest city. Page 93. Exercise 2. Conversation. I love quizzes. Part A. Listen and practice.
This is one of the best airline magazines I've ever read. Oh, look, a quiz. Our world. How much do you know?
Oh, I love quizzes. Ask me the questions.
Sure. First question. Which country is larger, Mexico or Australia?
I know. Australia is larger than Mexico.
Okay, next. What's the longest river in the world?
That's easy. It's the Amazon.
All right. Here's a hard one. Which country is more crowded, Malta or England?
I'm not sure. I think Malta is more crowded.
Really? Okay, one more. Which city is the most expensive, Hong Kong, London, or Paris?
Oh, that's easy. Paris is the most expensive.
Page 93. Exercise 2. Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. How many questions did Steve get right?
So let's see how you did on this quiz. The first question, which is larger, Mexico or Australia? You said,
Australia.
and you're right. Both are large, but Australia is larger. Next, what's the longest river in the world? You said the Nile. Sorry, that's wrong. It's the Amazon.
Oh, of course. I knew that.
This next question I didn't know. Malta is more crowded than England.
So I got it right? I remember hearing that Malta is the most crowded country in Europe.
And finally, you said that Paris is the most expensive city.
Yeah, and it is, right?
Sorry, Steve. Actually, Hong Kong is the most expensive of the three.
Really? Wow, I guess I didn't do so well. 2 right, but 2 wrong.
No, come on. You did okay.
Steve didn't do very well on the test. He got 2 right and 2 wrong. Remember, you have a PowerPoint presentation with the explanation of comparatives and superlatives. In your grammar focus number 3, you have more examples with comparisons with adjectives.
Page 93. Exercise 3. Grammar focus. Comparisons with adjectives.
Which country is larger, Australia or Mexico?
Australia is larger than Mexico.
Which country is the largest in the world?
Russia is the largest country.
Which is more crowded, Malta or England?
Malta is more crowded than England. Malta is the most crowded country in Europe.
Adjective, comparative, superlative.
Long. Longer. The longest.
Large. Larger. The largest.
Dry. Drier. The driest.
Big. Bigger. The biggest.
Beautiful. More beautiful. The most beautiful.
Crowded. More crowded. The most crowded.
Expensive. More expensive. The most expensive.
Good. Better. The best.
Bad. Worse. The worst.
Now, complete the questions 1 to 4 using the comparative forms of the adjectives in parentheses and use the superlatives for questions 5 to 8. Then find information to answer these questions. These are the complete questions. 1. Which country is smaller? 2. Which waterfall is higher? 3. Which city is more crowded? 4. Which lake is larger? 5. Which is the highest? 6. What is the longest river in the Americas? 7. Which city is the most expensive? And number 8. What is the deepest ocean in the world? Remember, Google information to find the answers to these questions. Now let's work in your notebook. Copy these statements and use the comparative or the superlative forms of these adjectives to fill in the blanks. Pause this video and work in your notebook, please. Here are the answers. 1. What is the heaviest animal in the world? I think it's the blue whale. It's the biggest too. 3. Is a goose feather pillow more comfortable than a sponge pillow? Yes, it is, and it is also warmer. 5. In my opinion, learning Japanese is more difficult than learning English. I agree. I guess it's one of the hardest languages to learn. 7. If you have a diarrhea, don't eat spicy food. That's the worst you can do. You're right, it's better to eat some soup. 9. Who do you think is prettier, Emma Watson or Selena Gomez? Emma. For me, she's the most beautiful woman on earth.
Page 94. Exercise 6. Listening. Quiz show. Listen to 3 people on a TV quiz show. Check the correct answers.
Our contestants this evening are Joshua, Rachel, and Andrew. And now, contestants, let's get right to our first question. Question number 1. Which is the oldest? The Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, or the Panama Canal? Joshua?
I think the Statue of Liberty is the oldest. I'm pretty sure they built the Eiffel Tower and the Panama Canal later.
That's correct. Question number 2. What is the tallest waterfall in the world? Is it Niagara Falls, Angel Falls, or Victoria Falls? Rachel.
Angel Falls is the highest. It's over 1,000 meters high.
That's right. Question number 3. Which is the heaviest? A pound of gold, a pound of butter, or a pound of feathers? Andrew?
They all weigh the same.
Yes. Question number 4. Which of the world's oceans is the smallest? The Southern Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, or the Indian Ocean? Nobody knows? Does anybody want to guess? Joshua.
The Indian Ocean is the smallest.
No, sorry.
Oh, shoot!
Andrew.
The Arctic Ocean is the smallest.
Correct. Question number 5. Which city has the largest population? Seoul, Sao Paulo, or Mexico City? Rachel.
Sao Paulo has the largest population.
Very good. Question number 6. Which continent is the driest? Meaning, which gets the least rain? Africa, Antarctica, or Australia? Rachel.
Antarctica is the driest of the 3.
That's right. Okay, contestants, the winner is...
Here are the answers. Look and compare to your answers in your book. Now, read the facts in exercise 8 on page 95 and answer the following questions. How many tourists visit France in a year? What is the coldest continent in the world? What is the highest cost of a car in an auction? What is the planet in our solar system with the most moons? And what is the largest cat in the world? Find the answers on page 95. Now let's hear a conversation using combinations of questions with how and adjectives. Listen and practice.
Page 95. Exercise 9. Conversation. That's freezing. Part A. Listen and practice.
Hi, Lily. You're from Canada, right? I'm going to Toronto in January.
Actually, I'm from the US, but I went to school in Toronto. Winter there can be pretty cold.
How cold is it on average?
I think the average in January is around 20 degrees or maybe 25 degrees.
25 degrees? But that's warm.
25 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about -3 or 4 Celsius.
-3 or 4? That's freezing.
Oh, come on. That's not so cold. At least not where I'm from.
Really? Where are you from?
Well, I live in Fairbanks, Alaska, around 3,000 miles from Toronto. That's, let me check on my phone. Yes, that's about 4,800 kilometers.
Wow. So is it colder than Toronto?
It's much colder than Toronto. It's the coldest city in the United States.
Page 95. Exercise 9. Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. Is Fairbanks a small town? What else does Lily say about it?
Tell me a little more about Fairbanks, Lily.
Well, it's one of the biggest cities in Alaska. We have a large university, the University of Alaska Fairbanks. And the people there love ice hockey.
I can imagine. What other winter sports are there?
Well, there's good skiing in Fairbanks. Lots of people go there to ski.
Cool. I really like skiing.
And in the summer, there's the famous Midnight Sun baseball game. In June, it's still sunny at midnight.
Wow, sun at midnight? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is. Also, you should definitely try to see the northern lights between August and April.
I'd love to do that. That sounds so beautiful.
So, that's Fairbanks. But don't forget the low temperatures.
You know, Fairbanks sounds perfect. I think I should spend a month there. Well, maybe not in January.
Lily says Fairbanks is one of the biggest cities in Alaska. It has a university. People enjoy hockey and skiing. In June, there is a baseball game at midnight because it's sunny until midnight. And in the winter, you can see the northern lights, which is an amazing spectacle.
Page 96. Exercise 10. Grammar focus. Questions with how.
How cold is Toronto in the winter?
It gets down to -25 degrees Celsius, -13 degrees Fahrenheit.
How hot is Fairbanks in the summer?
It gets up to about 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
How far is Toronto from Fairbanks?
It's about 4,800 kilometers, 3,000 miles.
How big is Seoul?
It's 605 square kilometers, 233.6 square miles.
How high is Mount Everest?
It's 8,848 meters high, 29,028 feet.
How long is the Mississippi River?
It's about 3,700 kilometers long, 2,300 miles.
How deep is the Grand Canyon?
It's about 1,828 meters deep, 6,000 feet.
Now let's go with the exercise A. Use a question with how plus an adjective for each given answer. Take a couple of minutes, pause this video, and answer in your book. And here are the complete questions. Number 1, how high is Niagara Falls? Number 2, how big is California? 3, how long is the Nile River? 4, how far is Osaka from Tokyo? And 5, how hot is Mexico City in the spring? Now, let's work with this exercise. Copy these statements into your notebook and match the questions to the appropriate answers. How tall is your brother? How big is the parking garage? How deep is the swimming pool? How hot is the oven right now? How long is Susie's dress? How far is your house from the downtown? How cold is your hometown in the winter? And how high is the Pope's monument? Remember to look up for the words you don't know in a dictionary. Pause this video and work in your notebook, please. One, how tall is your brother? He's about 1.80 meters. 2, how big is the parking garage? It's about 80 square meters. 3, how deep is the swimming pool? About 3 meters, so if you can't swim, bring a lifesaver. 4, how hot is the oven right now? It's 250 degrees Celsius. You can put in the cake now. 5, how long is Susie's dress? It's a cocktail dress. It's actually short. 6, how far is your house from the downtown? It's about 1 mile. We can walk. 7, how cold is your hometown in the winter? Temperature goes down to 5 degrees Celsius. You need to bring a jacket. 8, how high is the Pope's monument? It's about 2 meters high. Remember, there is a difference between how tall for people and how high for objects. To finish with this unit, let's work with the reading number 12. Pause this video and work on exercises B and C. Part B. The main goal of the article is to inform people. Answers in Part C. People discovered Lake Vostok in 1956. Lake Vostok has been hidden for over 60 years. 3. Cape Grim is famous because it has the cleanest air and the purest water. The main reasons is because of the wind. 5. About 5.7 million people live in Singapore. If you break the rules in Singapore, there are big fines and you have to pay money. Remember to work on the grammar page 145 of your student's book and answer your workbook of Unit 14. Good luck, everybody.